Newstalk 1250 KBRF. Listen anytime, any place with the new Fergus Now app on your phone. It is 10:36 and 74 right now in Fergus Falls. And it's now time for Chamber on the Air with Lisa Workman from the Fergus Falls Area Chamber of Commerce. Thanks for joining us, Lisa.
Hey, Dave. Good morning. Another beautiful day here in Ottertail County, and thanks, everyone, for tuning in to Chamber on the Air. This is a great chance for us to share about some of the great things that are going on in and around our community with our great chamber members. Lots of activities and fun things that are going on. And today's theme, at least the first part of the show, is kind of the theme is, well, golf and everything good. So there are just so many great things going on in Fergus Falls. And of course, we want to share with you a few things that are going on with the Chamber in the month of July. Just want to let you know that right now, in recognition of the City of Fergus Falls' 150th birthday, we are doing a Spend 150 challenge, where if you spend $150 in Fergus Falls, you can register to win one of 50 prizes. So you can register on our website at fergusfalls.com, or you can stop into the chamber office with your receipts, and every time you spend $150, you can register to win one of 50 prizes, and they are fantastic prizes. I think there's over $2,000 in prizes when we started adding it up. So good reason to shop local this summer. Again, that goes on from now until July 17th. And then one of the big events that's coming up with the Chamber in the month of July is Shop, Move, and Groove. And joining me on the show is Jessica Lopez with Farmers Insurance, the Jessica Rose Lopez Agency. And Jessica's one of our premier sponsors of Shop, Move, and Groove. And Jessica, how are things? Well, you're headed out to Stalker Lake to play golf.
Yes,
later
I
today.
am. I have a 4:30 tee time, and we're part of the ladies' league there, and it's just a beautiful course. I recommend definitely getting out there. They had some damage with the storm we had, a lot of trees that they had lost, but the community kind of pulled together and got things going and up and running, and
yeah,
it's a beautiful spot. So it's a great day for it. I'm glad to be a sponsor of the Shop, Move, and Groove deal. We're going to have a bounce house there, and that's going to be next Thursday, July 14th. So
Right.
I'm looking forward to seeing you and all the kiddos out there.
Yeah, so come on down for Shop, Move, and Groove, downtown Fergus Falls, Thursday, July 14th. Lots of kids' activities, food trucks, and then we wrap up the night with a concert with Tonic Soul Fa downtown. And, of course, Jessica will have a bounce house for the kiddos to play and bounce until their hearts are content. Burn off some of that extra energy. And, of course, while the kids are bouncing, Mom and Dad can visit with Jessica a little bit and maybe ask some questions about insurance, because, I mean, with the storms we've had recently, I would bet insurance is top of mind for a lot of folks.
It sure is. And it's one thing that you really need to take a look at, not just at renewal time, but when you're looking at your policy. You have storms coming, it reminds everybody, okay, what's covered, what's not covered. People tend to take a look at what's covered when something happens. And, it's better to really kind of take a look at that when nothing's going on. There's a lot of things that are covered within your base policy, but then some of these extra things aren't. For example, if you have a situation where, say, a sewer line backs up, you get a flood in your basement, or your sump pump backs up, damages your personal property, a lot of times you should have an extra coverage or endorsement, as we call it, on the policy to make sure that you have some coverage there, because those types of little things, little details aren't necessarily covered in the base of your policy.
Right. And that's why it's great to have an agent right in your own backyard that you can call and contact. And, of course, whether you have insurance now with Farmers Insurance or another type of, company, I bet, Jessica, you could sit down with folks and review the coverages and make sure people have what they need.
Love to do it. And we're not going to be the least expensive all of the time. And just one thing to keep in mind, it's about quality as well. Right. And even if we don't have the opportunity to earn your business, when we take a look at everything, at least you hopefully walk away with some extra knowledge with regard to what your policy probably covers. Get some great savings, though, if you're bundling with us with your home, auto, life insurance. We get some significant details if you do have a life insurance policy with Farmers as well. And we have some really easy ways to get the process done. You don't necessarily have to do an exam and lab work in order to qualify for a policy. So
that's always important, too. I think that's a lot of a concern for folks before they think about life insurance. They're like, oh, I'm maybe not as healthy as I wish I was.
Mm-hmm. Yep, exactly. And we just basically walk you through the whole process, try to make make it as easy as possible, whether it's applying for life insurance coverage, getting on board with us with new insurance policies, making sure that we help you out, through the whole claims process when it does happen. We're different in that we don't necessarily just sit there and say, oh, just talk to your claims adjuster. We want to be involved. Call, text, email us whenever something happens. And we're just going to make sure that we're working with you all the way through.
Fantastic. Well, once again, thank you for being one of our premier sponsors for Shop Move and Groove, and we look forward to seeing you downtown. I'll be out on Lincoln Avenue next Thursday, so that'll be here before we know it, and give folks a chance to meet in person then, too.
Yeah, and we're right around the corner. I'm on Lincoln Avenue by Papa Murphy's. You can always give us a call at 218-282-7944.
Awesome. Thanks, Jessica. Well, we're going to keep the golf theme going, and Kurt Jones is joining us now, and the Midwest Regional Blind Golf Tournament will be at Pebble Lake Golf Course July 18th and 19th, and Kurt, thank you for bringing that event to Fergus Falls. So tell us a little bit about it.
Okay, it started, the USBJ is the U.S. Blind Golf Association, is 76 years old, and this is the second time we've had a tournament here in Fergus Falls. We had one last year, which was very successful, so they asked us to do it again this year out at Pebble Lake, and the staff out there is fantastic. Kevin Swenson and the whole staff, I don't want to name them all because I'll forget somebody, but they're all great to work with. We have 14 golfers coming in from all around the country, from Texas, Connecticut, a couple from Kentucky, one from North Dakota, 3 of us from the Twin Cities, and Idaho, Washington.
Wow.
All over the place. And they come in on Saturday, and the tournament starts on Sunday with a practice round, and then the actual competition is on Monday and Tuesday.
Well, and I would imagine, I'm not a golfer myself, but so many folks golf, and a lot of folks find it very challenging being sighted. Tell us a little bit about golfing as not seeing.
Each player has a coach, and what the coach's job is, well, first off, there's 3 categories, and they're called B1, B2, B3, and then that's all judged on your visual acuity. If you're B3, that means you have some vision. B2 is less, and B1s are totally blind, and that's what I am. And everybody has their own coach, and the coach's job is just basically to line up your shot, tell you to turn left or right, a little bit, and how far you are, and then they just get out of the way, and you just swing away, and hopefully you hit it. Sometimes you do, and sometimes you don't.
You know what, and I think that's true for
it's for everybody.
For everybody.
Yeah. We're no different, when we swear at the ball or blame we can always blame our coach. That's what's always nice about our thing. If we screw up a shot, it's the coach's fault.
The coach's fault for not telling you if they were measuring correctly or forgot to tell you about an obstacle in the way.
Yep. One thing I'd like to mention that, like I said, this is our second year, and the Fergus Falls and the whole Ottertail area has been very supportive of this financially. A lot of Lions clubs, businesses around the community with product that we need, or like say finances, because it costs some good money to put one of these on every year.
Definitely.
So I want to just thank everybody that's participated.
Well, and that's one thing that we are fortunate here in Ottertail County and throughout Fergus Falls is that we have a very generous and supportive community. As Jessica mentioned, the community rallying together to help rebuild the Stocker Lake Golf Club after they had some significant storm damage come through, and volunteers just came out to clean it up and make it happen. And putting together the blind golf tournament takes a lot of support from the community too. So, like I said, we're just thankful that you selected Fergus Falls again.
Well, one thing I'd also like to mention is that we do tournaments. We do a lot of tournaments around the country, but our main focus is to get blind and visually impaired people involved with something.
Right.
Whether it's I've always said whenever I've gone out to speak to different groups, everybody knows somebody who is visually impaired or blind. They have an uncle, they have a cousin, they have a brother, they have a friend who used to play golf, whatever. And a lot of times they go home after they find out they're losing their sight, and they go home and even by their choice or the family's choice, they set them on the couch, and there you go, Bob, stay there now. And they don't have to. We would like to get people involved. So, anybody that wants to get involved with golf or learn about it, contact us and we'll get you involved.
Right. And again, this would be a great opportunity for folks to come out and watch and see how this works, too.
Yep.
Is at the tournament July 18th and 19th.
18th and 19th, yes.
At Pebble Lake Golf Club right here in Fergus
Yep.
Falls. That if they know someone or, want to come out, too, and cheer you on.
Yeah.
I would imagine cheering, is it allowed?
Oh, yeah, it's allowed, sure.
We want to make sure that folks know that they can come out for that, too. Well, are there other ways that folks can get involved with either this tournament or the association?
We have volunteers. Kevin at the golf course is hopefully lining up some volunteers. Last year, and we're doing it again this year, we had the high school golf team come out and
Fantastic.
participate. And they really had a good time. And all the golfers loved them. They were all great.
Well, fantastic. Well, again, we're glad you're coming to Fergus Falls, or you're bringing people from all over the country to golf here at Pebble Lake Golf Club for the second Midwest Regional Open Blind Golf Tournament.
Yes.
Alrighty. Well, we are going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we've got one of our golf tournament sponsors, Minnesota Motor Company. Ben Brimhall will be joining us on the show, along with Tammy Nordic. We are going to be talking about the West Ottertail County Fair. Lots of activities going on in and around Fergus Falls. Check out our website at fergusfalls.com. Click on the events calendar, and you can find out details about many of the events going on. We'll be back after a short break.
We've seen a huge amount of change in the last 6 years, both financially and economic development wise. There are a lot of things going on in Battle Lake. Hatchery Row was a group of dilapidated buildings just off the main drag here in Battle Lake. 5 years ago, it was more or less a dream of everybody to basically do some sort of redevelopment there. So we got together, did a visioning study, and said, hey, this would look really cool here right off the main drag in Battle Lake. So that's where it started. And from there, the Economic Development Authority ended up buying the property. And from there, with the help of our visioning study, we were able to find a developer. And now that the property has been demoed, and we have a developer in place that is putting up a 3-story structure with both rental and commercial.
Hatchery Row aligns very closely with the goals and objectives of the Community Development Agency. It's providing new housing opportunity, new commercial space for businesses to locate in, as well as redeveloping property that had a very low tax base into a higher tax base for ongoing future years to support the community from a tax perspective.
Working with the CDA, they're always very helpful. They'd be there to help you by answering technical questions, helping you through the grant process. It's a great organization to have in our county.
They're complex. These projects are complex. And they're once in a career potentially for a staff person like Val at one of our communities. But when a community has an idea, but they don't maybe have the background or expertise on how to advance an idea from a concept into reality, we can help them navigate how to work with a developer, how to structure an agreement to make sure that the end goals are identified and clear for both the developer and that the community is a strong partner within that project.
So as a board member for the CDA, I see our Hatchery Row project especially as a role model for other communities to step up and say, hey, we have this area in our community that we want revitalized. And hopefully they'll take that initiative to come forward and do those projects.
If a community or even a group of individuals from a community throughout Ottertail County has an idea or a concept or a need that they see within their community, we encourage them to reach out to us to have that conversation about what it could be and how we can help advance that idea. Over the last several years, the county identified that there was a need to attract more people to Ottertail County. There is a worker shortage that existed even pre-pandemic, and that because we have so many thriving businesses and organizations that need workers, and we have an older population that's aging out of the workforce. So we're not losing population, we are growing, but we have less people active in the workforce because they are at that point of retirement.
We were looking at different counties, and virtually every county around us was growing faster than us. And I just couldn't understand it. It just didn't make any sense to me why, with all the assets, the lakes, the jobs we have here, the schools, the hospitals, why our county was growing slower than others. And so one of the things that we looked at is we need to build housing. We need to get housing. We need to get the people here. Grow Perm was started here in 2008, and what that is it's a bunch of community people who got together and invested in housing. There was a housing shortage. We had talked about it for years, and we had decided at one time to just get together and talk about what could we do. And we met, we organized a meeting. The meeting brought in a dozen different people from different industries and professionals within the town, and that day we raised $600,000, and we decided to put up 2 apartment complexes.
We're constantly looking for workers, for jobs in manufacturing, in healthcare, in retail, and getting the housing here and ready and available helps alleviate that problem.
So the Big Build is the county's housing growth and reinvestment initiative. So the goal of the Big Build is to build, rehab, or preserve 5,000 units by 2025.
The Big Build initiative through the county really puts a stamp on our housing developments, not just in Perham, but outside of Perham. The tax abatement program I know has been used multiple times in the townships around Perham. And it just, it adds support to our programs through marketing and through the technical support that we get from the CDA.
So as the county looked at these future needs for both population and workforce, it was decided and determined that the best route would be to create another agency to really be focused on housing growth and investment. Ultimately, that became the Community Development Agency.
The way I kind of think about it is the CDA is more of a champion for our communities. So not only providing technical assistance and support and financial support, but also just helping advance those projects and really wanting to see those communities move forward as much as the people in each of those individual cities want to see those projects move forward. So wherever the CDA can help step in and provide support in any number of ways is where we like to be involved.
So working with the CDA is always a pleasure. It's easy, they're easy to talk to, easy to approach, always willing to help.
There's not much that you can come to the CDA with that either we won't have an answer or a resource to. We are willing to say, we'll help you through that process. We'll figure it out together. That's what we're here for, is we're gonna figure these things out together and move this forward, because obviously it's an identified challenge, it's an identified goal, and we wanna help you accomplish it.
News Talk 1250 KBRF, and we're back on with Chamber on the Air with Lisa Workman.
Well, thanks, Dave. Yeah, it's amazing how many things are going on in and around Fergus Falls. How many people knew that there was going to be a blind golf tournament right here at Pebble Lake Golf Club? That should be very interesting, and so glad they've chosen Fergus Falls. And, well, Ben Brimhall, I know he golfs, and maybe people would say he golfs as if he doesn't see the ball. I don't know. Got to give him a hard time, right? So Ben Brimhall is joining me on the show today, and Ben is part of the Minnesota Motor Company. They're going to be hosting Chamber Cafe, which is a morning networking event that the Chamber hosts 6 times a year, and we will be at Minnesota Motor Company on Thursday, July 21st, starting at 7:30 in the morning for some morning networking. And we have selected Minnesota Motor Company because they are celebrating a century in business, 100 years. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's a long time. I guess I can't say I've been there all 100 years, but...
Are you sure? 100 years goes that's a long time when it comes to a business being around, family owned. Now, tell me a little bit, Ben, about when you started working. You're not 100 years old, but the family has been running the operation for a century now.
Yeah, I started kind of right after I graduated. I think it was around 2000, kind of washing cars in the summer, kind of doing some dealer trades and doing a lot of that, just running around whatever they needed me to do. And then, I went to college and graduated, and now I'm back and kind of doing a little bit of everything there.
Still doing a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
So do you get to still wash the cars?
On
a day like today.
Yeah, definitely. I help out, and obviously, it's hard to find employees. So once in a while I do find myself washing a car. So
definitely. And, one of the nice things about Minnesota Motor Company is that, you're not just there selling cars and fixing them and doing repairs. In fact, one of our family cars is sitting in the body shop right now. Those deer, they're still out there. Watch out for them, folks.
Yeah, a lot of deer and hail this year. So
the
body shop has been extremely busy.
And we just had Jessica Lopez in with Farmers Insurance. So as you mentioned, hail, you get a lot of hail damage and things like that. Everything's connected, right? Whether it's insurance or, buying a vehicle, service work, that type of thing. But again, one of the things about Minnesota Motor Company that I think has been critical for our community is that your real philanthropy and generosity and giving back to the community. And you guys have played a part in, sponsoring sports teams to everything else over the years.
Yeah, I just, like I said, being around 100 years, and I just think how lucky we are that the community has supported us and the local communities. So I think we like to give back to, our communities, and whether it's sporting events, cancer centers, and schools, and, whatever else we can help out with is, we try to do that.
Very involved with a lot of things. In fact, one of the corporate sponsors for the Chamber Golf Tournament every year, too, helps make our tournament, which is coming up on Friday, August 19th. We are doing a drive for the decades, like FORE, for the decades. Again, recognizing Fergus Falls' 150th anniversary. And you guys, I hope we'll have a new car out on hole number 8 for a hole-in-one. Tell me about the new car situation.
It's definitely been a challenge the last few years, but they're still coming in. I know a lot of people drive by and say, "Where are all your cars?" But they kind of come in and they go out the door the next day. So we're still getting them. You just got to sometimes come in and either put an order in or tell us what you're looking for, and then our sales team can give you a call if they can find something for you.
And that is one thing that is definitely, that's been a real drastic change over even the last couple of years, again, with car shopping, is that if folks are looking, you used to be able to just drive through the lots on Sunday and then, call or stop into the dealership the next day or shop online even. But really, like you said, there's not a lot of inventory on the lot, but you guys are continuing to sell vehicles on a daily basis, and they're literally selling before they hit the pavement.
Yeah, that's correct. So it's been a challenge. We do have a good supply of pre-owned vehicles, so if sometimes you can kind of at least get a good look of those, and then what the new ones kind of look like as well. So.
Right. Well, we encourage folks to come on in and start their shopping there, whether they're looking for a new vehicle, used vehicle, accessories, service work, oil change, car wash, body shop, detail work, or employment.
Yes.
Great place to work. You can
sure.
say it there for yourself even. Great place to work.
It is a great place, and we're very lucky to have great other employees that we work with, and so I enjoy going to work every day.
Yeah, you have a great team out there. Everyone's treated like family, have been doing it for over a century now. And again, congratulations on 100 years of serving the Fergus Falls and Ottertail County, really the 4-state area. You've got customers from all over the place, so we're happy Minnesota Motor Company has been here in Fergus Falls for more than a century. Congratulations to you and the entire team for that.
Well, we thank you for that.
You bet. Well, and right in your neighborhood will be the West Ottertail County Fair coming up July 20th through the 23rd. And Tammy Nordic is joining us now. And Tammy is here with the Friends of the West Ottertail County Fair. And it just amazes me. It's already fair time.
It is.
I feel like we were just here.
It was, yes. Time goes faster. As we get older, that happens.
So tell us about some of the things that are going on with the Friends of the Fair this year.
One big thing that you'll notice at the fairgrounds if you go out there is we have the outdoor stage, which is called the Park Region Telephone Stage, and they're sponsoring Tripwire on Thursday nights. So That's our big act, and it's free to the public. There is a $5 charge per person to come into the fairground, but you can spend all day there, so it's a lot to do. The other big change that's happening is the livestock arena used to be the Henry Stock Arena, and now it is the Egg Star or Egg Country Arena, and they got the naming rights, but came with some money. And there's all new bleachers in there, and some cement has been poured. There's handicap accessible areas now. It is beautiful in there.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. So if you want to come in and watch any of the 4-H shows, you want to come to the auction, the facility has really gotten an upgrade. So it's super nice. So thank you so much to Egg Country for doing that. It's going to be awesome.
Great generosity, another example in the community of things, making things better in our community together.
It is, and it ties into their mission with agriculture, so it's awesome. 4-H is a huge part of the fair, and I'm still very involved with that. And so actually our 4-H stuff starts tomorrow. We have fashion review tomorrow, and then next Tuesday we have food review and demonstrations. So we kind of kick the fair off ahead of time a little bit, but there is not a day in those 4 days that you come that you won't see a livestock show going on. So please come and check out the livestock, cheer the kids on, that kind of stuff. We also have another new thing this year is about 7 years ago, we tore apart the old, I believe it was the men's hockey locker room.
Sure.
Ben
think probably played there.
Anyway, we tore them apart and we made what is called the Education Center. So we have a beautiful kitchen in there. It's a meeting area. And Carrie Thompson was a big part of our Friends of the Fair committee. And she was basically our grant writer. She was really, really good at getting us some money. And because of her grant writing, we were able to tear that place apart, and what it is today is because of Carrie.
It's fabulous.
So we are renaming that the Carrie Thompson Education Center. And so there's going to be a dedication on Wednesday, and that is from 1 to 3. And it's just kind of an open house. We have cake. We're going to have coffee, lemonade, just for people to come in and, if they want to remember Carrie or talk about things about Carrie. But it is a beautiful facility in there. So that's something.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. And, there's all kinds of stuff. There's like a touch a truck. Otter Cove is going to be out there. One of the brewing companies is going to be out there this year with some good beer. Good beer.
Yep.
Good beer. Yeah, good beer. Not
good local beer.
Yes. We have the Balloon Lady will be wandering around. We have Ashby Axe is going to be out there where Park Region is having a movie night. There is mutton busting and extreme bull riding. There's a senior fair on Thursday. The senior fair is from 10 to 2. So if you want to go out and visit with a lot of different people in the senior industry.
Yep,
resources and get lots of freebies.
Yep,
freebies,
all kinds of
freebies
goodies.
are the thing. Charlie Fox will be having music for them, and that is free. Entrance to the fair is always free until noon every day, but after that, then there is a $5 charge. But you can purchase advance tickets, so you get 1 day free.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
All kinds of things going on with the fair coming up in just a few weeks, July 20th through the 23rd at the West Ottertail County Fairgrounds. Yes. I'm sure all of the details will be posted on the website, games, contests, all kinds of great activities. Really something for everyone at the West Ottertail County Fair. Swing by Minnesota Motor Company on your way there to and from the fair. And check out the Chamber's website at fergusfalls.com if you want to learn more about the great members who've been featured on the show today, looking for jobs, hot deals, and, of course, special events. And I want to thank all of our guests for joining us today. This has been Chamber on the Air. I'm Lisa Workman. We'll see you again next month.